If at first you don't succeed, try again. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with Supersize Your Business. And our idiom today is, if at first you don't succeed, try again. This always reminds me of the book when we were children of The Little Engine That Could, and the story The Little Engine That Could. My son and daughter both liked that book because it focused on what we can do. And it focused on the fact that sometimes when we try something the first time, can you believe it? It doesn't work. It doesn't always work the first time for us. At least not for me. I don't know about you, but I didn't walk the first time I tried. I didn't give a speech the first time I tried. I didn't feel okay the first time I did an online video. And now after doing thousands of them, I still mess up, but I'm okay with it. So how do we pick ourselves up when we have failures and dust ourselves off? I'll talk about 9 habits to have that help us do that in a minute. But let's talk about, where did this expression come from? Thomas H. Palmer, a famous educator, is credited with creating this particular idiom or expression. He was an educator, a former educator, and he used it to motivate and encourage students to try to do their homework, to do the best they could, even if they failed the first time. Think of math problems. I don't know about you, but I'm good at math, and I still had to do math every single day to get good at the different principles and things that apply in math, different equations and things, all the way up to, engineering and differential equations and things. But I had to practice it and study at it. The first time I did a problem, I didn't necessarily get it right, but I tried to learn from my mistakes. So as I practiced and did things more often, I got better at it. We do that in every area and aspect of our life. We do it in relationships. We do it in our work. We do it in our schooling, in our education. We do it in learning to do everyday things that we love to do, habits that we want to create, come from trying and trying again. Nobody's a failure just because they try and they don't succeed at something the first time they tried. You are business owners. What would happen if you quit every time you started or hit a roadblock or a setback or a problem? You wouldn't be creating your business. You wouldn't be changing the world in your own unique and special way. So what are these 9 habits that we should cultivate in order to make sure that if we failed time and time again, we still get back up and keep moving toward what it is that we want? Truth is, we're all going to fall down. We're all going to stumble. We're all going to fail. We're all going to face challenges and changes, and we're not going to just get to an area in our life or in our business development where we just don't have those things anymore, where problems and challenges and changes disappear. There's no such thing. Our life is built on our experiences, and our experiences come from the challenges and the roadblocks, the setbacks, the obstacles that we overcome. I kind of feel like these things happen to us, or we attract them in our lives, to find out how serious we are about the things that we say that we want. Are we really committed to building and supersizing our business, or would it just be nice? Will we try to do something and try to do a new project, or try to launch a product line, or try to create a new service? But if we get any resistance or any no's, we're just going to fold up and go back to what we were doing before. Maybe it's corporate America. Maybe it's something else. Whatever it is for you, what would it take for you to quit your business? Stop building the business of your dreams. So what are these habits? Habit number 1 is, of course, accept how you're feeling when you experience a setback or an obstacle or a challenge or a failure. How many of us accepted how we were feeling about COVID and all the changes that happened in our businesses and our lives because of that? Did we just roll with it, or were we angry? Were we upset? Were we frustrated? Do we allow ourselves to feel those feelings, or do we shove them down like many of us do and ignore them and just keep moving forward? Accept how you feel. Doesn't mean you need to stay there, but experience it so that you can let it go and move on to the second habit of how to handle challenges and changes and how to keep trying even if you failed over and over again. That is to remember that you're not a failure. Everybody fails. You know what? The people that are the most successful, that you look up to and admire, the athletes, the superstars, the stupendous billionaire business owners, if you look at what they've really been through to be where they are right now, when we're looking up to them and seeing them, you will see that they have failed more than anyone else that you can imagine or know. You know, the whole 10,000 light bulb experiment for Thomas Edison, that is to show us the extent sometimes you need to go through to create the thing that it is that you really want. Number 3, what's another habit that we can use to help us overcome and keep moving and trying again when we experience setbacks? That is to be constructive and learn from the situation. Now, if Thomas Edison had done 10,000 experiments to create a light bulb and didn't learn from any of them and just kept trying random things, do you think he ever would have discovered electricity, how to use the light bulb and things? Probably not, because he wouldn't have learned from his previous mistakes and known what to do and what direction to tweak or change or try something else in order to get to that success. We're no different. We want to be constructive. We want to learn from what we did wrong and what we could do differently, try something different, and keep on moving forward. Number 4, remind yourself that anybody who wants to do something of value in their life has been a failure and will fail. You'll continue to fail. No matter how successful you get, how you define success, you're still going to have failures and setbacks, and things like COVID are going to come up that you couldn't have possibly even imagined. You know, I'm sure some people imagined it, but the vast majority of the world population had no idea that we were in for a pandemic. Even though we've experienced smaller type things before, no one could have anticipated that we were going to have the situations that we've had over the last just about year now. Number 5, let it out into the light. Sometimes when we fail or we have setbacks, we try to hide it and not let anybody know that we've made a mistake or we've had a failure or we've done something that didn't work out. And that's just the exact opposite of what we want to do. Now, we don't want to go around. My dad used to always say, Sharon, if you do something stupid, don't go tell the whole world about it. But it doesn't mean we don't tell a few key people that can help us learn and figure out what went wrong and what we can do next time. And sometimes, guess what? The exact thing you want to do to show other people that you are human and that things like failures happen to everyone is to let it out in the light. Let people know, hey, we went for this as a company. We tried this. We were going to go down this line with this product or service. We tested it a little bit and we found out it was a total bust. It wasn't what you, our customers, and the people we're here to serve wanted at all. So guess what? We're going to stop doing it. We're not going to do that anymore. What would you like instead? The best way to figure out what your customers want is to be communicating and in relationships and ask them, because they will tell you everything you need to know to serve them at the highest level. Number 6, what's another habit that we can cultivate that will help us when we experience failures? It's to find inspiration and support from your world. So go find those people that build you up, that can coach you and help you feel absolutely positively okay and normal when you have a setback or a failure or you hit an obstacle and you're not sure what to do. I'm going to cheat and grab a little note where I wrote these 9 things down because I'm not even going to pretend I can remember all 9 habits. Number 7, move forward again. Don't get into the trap of, oh my God, this is so awful. It's the end of the world because I had this failure or this problem or this obstacle. Oh my, it's the end of the world because COVID has changed our world. Is it the end of the world? It's only the end of the world. It's only your dead stop quit point if you decide it is. There are so many possibilities and so many ways and so many different options to tweak and change what we've been doing all along to fit into anything that comes at us from the world, anything that causes us to be challenged. There's always so many options, but if we're not willing to open our eyes and open ourselves up to seeing them, we won't see them. We will be absolutely positively blinded to them, and we won't know what to do, and we will get stopped in our tracks and maybe want to quit. So don't stay in the learning pity party. We all have pity parties when we fail, right? We all think, ain't it awful? Why did this happen to me? Again, that goes back to our first habit of letting yourself feel that way. Just don't live there. Number 8, take action on the plan right away. Get a new plan. What are you going to do next? And then just do it. Do it right away. The faster we get into the next action out of a failure or a setback, the faster we regain our momentum toward what it is that we want. And 9, improve your self-esteem. The one thing that will prevent us from moving forward in our life and going for what we want is if we lose our confidence, our self-esteem, if we feel bad about ourselves. So always be finding ways to continually improve and feel better about yourself, your life, your situation. And know that changes and challenges are just a natural part of anything big that we want to do. Love to know your experience with this particular idiom or expression. If at first you don't succeed, try again. I think any of us that have been parents have used this throughout raising our children's lives, because they will try things just like we did when we were kids and they won't succeed at it. But that doesn't mean they quit. How many times did you have to ride your bike? Try riding a bike before you actually rode a bike. The only person I know that got up and rode a bike immediately was my son. And when he was 4, after a car accident, he and his dad had been in a bad car accident. And we got him home from the hospital. He still wasn't talking. He wasn't talking. He got on his little bike and he just started riding it. It was crazy interesting. But that's the only person I ever know that rode a bike the first time they sat up on their bike and went to ride it. So it doesn't happen very often. Does happen. Anything is possible. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen for you and me. We can count on the fact that things are going to change. We're going to be challenged. We're going to have failures, things that we call failures, but they're never really failures unless we quit, get up, throw in the towel, Kleenex in this case, and just say, I'm not going to do this anymore. And guess what? Sometimes that's actually the right answer for you. Only you can decide that. All right, have an amazing day. I will be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. Proverbs for the first 100 days of 2021. What do they mean? Where do they come from? And how might you use them in your life and your business right now? Take care.